honestly, if you left it up to me, I still feel like this is the best Jordan of 2023 so far. And I turn them into golf shoes. Anyway, we're getting ready for the holiday sneaker shopping season, so let's kick it off with November's Jordan retro releases. I'm your host, Jacques Slade. Let's get right into it. First up, we have the women's Air Jordan 2 off Noir Mauve. That's going to be on the 2nd for $175. Jordan Brand's year-long effort to turn the Air Jordan 2 into a luxury silhouette continues with another lifestyle center release, dropping only in women's sizes. From the nubuck upper to the faint mauve hue and the off-white midsole that I guess is called Guava Ice, hooping is the last thing these sneakers are made for. We have the Air Jordan 1 Royal Reimagined. This is going to be on the 4th for $180. And arguably, this is the most talked about retro for this month, and it will be the suede reimagining of the Air Jordan 1. And the talk is for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion. After the Reimagined series got off to a very successful start, there seems to be some hesitation for the Royals because of the switch up in materials. I don't doubt that this has lowered the temperature on these by a significant amount, but if you still want them, don't let some clowns on social media calling these bricks get you down. Buy what you like, wear what you like. Like, that's the motto. Then we have the Air Jordan 38 University Red. These are going to be on the 7th for $200. So the use of white to contrast the red stitching throughout the intricate upper of the 38 highlights how much time and care went into making the 38s look and feel a cut above from previous signature Air Jordans of recent vintage. I could easily see Michael Jordan making a comeback, rocking these with his familiar Chicago Bulls red and black in NBA 2K24, of course, not in real life. Don't give the man ideas now that he's got free time on his hands after he sold the Hornets. Next, we have the Air Jordan 5 Midnight Navy. These are going to be on the 10th for $210. So some outlets are calling these Georgetown 5, but that's a stretch. These are Georgetown adjacent at best. Unlike other college-themed 5s like the Michigans, North Carolinas, and Oregons, this Midnight Navy pair uses, let's say, a multi-textured material on the upper with suede and textile materials. There is also a lack of Team Jordan branding on the heel, as this uses the familiar Jumpman instead. Yeah, calling these Georgetowns almost feels like a disservice, and you know eventually Jordan Brand will release an actual Georgetown Jordan 5 at some point in the future. All right, we have the women's Air Jordan 11 Neopolitan. These are on the 11th for $225. A few weeks ago, Air Jordan 11 Neopolitan released in women's sizes via a shock drop. According to Sneaker News, the window for the drop was a little longer, an hour compared to the 10 minutes that the other shock drops last for. They are theorizing that Nike did that to sort of, let's say, juice the numbers ahead of the eventual release because Jordan 11 in women's sizes typically don't sell out. I'll be interested to see if that holds true when these drop on the 11th. We are definitely living in the era of Air Jordan 11s sitting on shelves in women's and men's sizes. Of course, the solution to that is make colorways that people actually want to buy, but hey, you know, what do I know? We have the women's Air Jordan 3 off Noir Coconut Milk. These are on the 15th for $200. So after Jordan Brand dropped a golden version of the black cement 3s in women's sizes last year, it appears that the design team was given a similar challenge this year. It's like the internal email sent to the design team was like, hey, make black cement 3s, but don't make black cement 3s. You feel me? And the design team is like, looks like Phil woke up on the wrong side of the bed again. At the very least, this year's kinda, sorta black cement 3s change up the materials, and the sole has a faint touch of purple to differentiate it from the cement gray. Then we have the Air Jordan 2 Origins, aka Italy, aka Gucci, but don't call it Gucci out loud. These are on November 8th for $175. Seemingly inspired by the country where the original Air Jordan 2 was made, this Origins pair could be the start of something special, where Jordan Brand goes back and traces the places that inspired their greatest creations. But we also know that for Jordan Brand to truly fulfill the potential of the Air Jordan 2 as a luxury sneaker, they need to go all the way with it and finally team up with Gucci. If this is a teaser for what's to come, then I'm all for it. We have the Air Jordan 4 SE Craft in Olive. This is on the 18th for $210. Let's be honest, there probably needs to be some uniformity when it comes to branding of these retros. Reimagined took off recently, but before that we got Remastered, and then we got SE and SE Crafts. It can be daunting at times, but until they figure that out, let's take a look at this olive colorway that uses leather and suede in a variety of ways. Maybe the most eye-catching feature is the grid embossed leather that replaces the plastic webbing. I don't know if that's a change that everybody wants to see, but I admire the gall to mess with a classic. Okay, let's take a quick break and go over the rest of the Jordan Brand drops this month. A handful of pairs that were supposed to drop in October got pushed back to November, and some releases that do not have definitive release dates, except it will probably land in stores over the next 4 weeks. So Let's go. Jordan Zion 3 Fresh Paint. These are on the second for 140. Air Jordan 1 Low 85 Summit White and Neutral Gray on the second for 170. The Jordan Luka 2 Safari on the 9th for 140. The Jordan Tatum 1 Black and Green Stripe. Those are on the 14th for 120. The Air Jordan 1 High Golf Gift Giving. This is on the 17th for 210. The Air Jordan 6 Golf Low Gift Giving. That's going to be on the 17th as well for 230. The Women's Air Jordan 2 Chicago Twist on the 21st for 150. The Women's Air Jordan 1 Low White and Galactic Jade, and that's going to be just November. We don't have an actual date for that. That's 110. The Women's Air Jordan 1 High MM Galactic Jade and Sky J Mauve. Those are in November as well. Again, no release date, but 155. The Women's Air Jordan 1 Low Elevate Black and Hyper Royal. These are going to be same thing, November, $135. And then the Women's Air Jordan 1 Elevate High and Sky J French, $145. No release date. All right, let's get back to it. Then we have the Air Jordan 13 Wheat on November 21st for $200. Now, when you think of wheat, when it comes to sneakers, a very specific time period comes to mind. Like the early 2000s was the heyday for wheat sneakers from all of the brands. And almost 20 years later, we were celebrating the return of a classic from that era, the Air Jordan 13 Wheat. And with baggy jeans becoming in style again, everybody needs to go back to their closets and find their 5XL Mitchell and Ness throwbacks to complete the look. And if you want to see the original of that shoe, check out my Instagram. I talked to Nike designer, our former Nike designer, Aaron Cooper, and he pulled out a classic pair from the origins. Anyway, moving on. The Armour Air Jordan 5 SP. This is in black and burgundy crush and photon dust. These are on the 22nd for $225. Now, what I'm looking forward to with this latest Armour collaboration is not the sneakers themselves, although they both look very good, but I'm really interested in the story James Whitmer is going to tell for them. For all of the complaints that sneaker collabs don't tell stories, Whitaker and his team, they do the work and not only highlight what these sneakers mean to them, but they also show love to their community through charitable efforts and progressive pursuits like voter drives. I mean, it's next level. We have the Air Jordan 3 Fear Pack. This is on the 25th for $210. And this is maybe my favorite drop of the month is the return of this from the Fear Pack, a stealth favorite during the boom period of Jordan retros in the early 2010s. This one stood out because not only was the colorway hot, the fear story was something nobody saw coming. It was a simple message on the insole about, well, it was about fear because it's the Fear Pack. Anyway, it's a fear that MJ's opponents had for it and the fear that MJ had for himself for not being able to live up to his own mammoth expectations. Meanwhile, all I expect is a fresh pair as I tried to re-up on Thanksgiving week. Then we have the Air Jordan 8 Winterize. These are going to be on the 27th for $210. So Jordan 8s weren't already winterized. At least I don't think so. I mean, anyway, you could have fooled me. So, but this winterized pair is a good start, and the use of reflective straps is a nice touch, especially if you're going to be out there in the elements. But man, once we get to the Air Jordan 8 Reimagined, I can see them totally going ACG with these. Damn, I hope I just didn't give them a free idea, but that would be pretty dope. We have, speaking of ACG, we have the women's Air Jordan 6 Gore-Tex in brown kelp. This is on the 29th for $250. I know Gore-Tex is not ACG, but it's for the outside. You know what I mean. Anyway, it's not a wheat colorway per se, but it's pretty darn close. Dropping exclusive in women's sizes. This use of Gore-Tex means this shares some similarities with the Air Jordan 1 Element, so ladies shouldn't have a problem rocking these in the winter months. I just don't think they're going to be rocking them at the $250 price tag. So once these get down to below 200, then these should be a solid pair to buy after Christmas, let's say. All right, I think that's going to do it for this month's slate of Jordan Retros. Be sure to check out our other videos here on the channel and our variety show Hard Pass that's actually on its own channel right now. I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Seriously though, I do think this is like the Jordan of 2023. All right, peace for real this time.